Hey everyone, this is Kyle Style. This is my LEGO Marvel CMF field guide. This is my very first field guide that I've ever done, and first time I've actually went hunting for Marvel CMF figures or any CMF series, and I was successful, so I'd love to share some of my tips and tricks with you. To start things off, we have Scarlet Witch, and she's a relatively easy figure to figure out. So what you want to be feeling for are these energy blast pieces, which are pretty distinct. So if you have them in other Lego sets or minifigures, even play around with these, throw them in a bag and feel how they feel, as well as her big helmet piece. So that's going to be a dead giveaway as well. So her hair piece is quite large, and so there's only a few other people you might mistake this for. I've actually mistaken Monica Rambo or sometimes Peggy Carter because it's quite a large hair piece. So to confirm, well, first of all, try to stick your finger in there because it's a pretty big piece, or you can also confirm, if you can't do it with the hair piece, then just double check with the little energy blast piece. Next up, we have Vision. And so Vision, or White Vision, I call him Vision. He is actually one of the trickier ones to figure out. And so we see here we have the pieces for the laptop, but this white piece is actually probably what you want to go for. It's your best bet. It's got this little ridge, and I would be feeling for that just because it's quite unique and quite distinct. Also, if you feel no hair pieces in the bag, that's a pretty good idea that you're either getting Vision or you're going to be getting Zombie Captain America. But Zombie Captain America will not have this book piece, but I would rank Vision and Zombie Captain America to be among the hardest to do for the field guide. Continuing with the WandaVision series, we have Monica Rambo. Now, Monica Rambo is a very distinct piece, probably one of the easiest in the series to find, and that's for two reasons. One is for the giant hair piece, or afro, as you see here. So you'll want to feel in your bag for this very unique piece, as well as this is actually the piece that I like to go for, and I found several times, is this helicopter piece. So this long rod here, so if you detach it, the helicopter blade, this doesn't bend. This is quite solid, and so you're not gonna mistake it for Gamora's sword or Sylvie's sword. So if you find a long, skinny, solid piece that doesn't bend, you can also assume that this is Monica Rambo. So look for the helicopter blade as well as for large hair piece. I did find when I was feeling, sometimes I would get this mixed up with Wanda's hair because it's quite large, as well as Wanda's large tiara and hair. So yeah, just confirm it with this helicopter blade. Again, you feel a shield, you know it's 1 of 4. Now, Zombie Captain America is probably one of the harder ones to find, and the reason is he has less pieces than anyone, but also he kind of blends in with the other characters who have 4 shields. So he's not going to have a hair piece just because he's a zombie, and well, this zombie at least is bald. But what you're going to want to go for is this little helmet piece here. So if you want to practice, you can actually buy the Captain America mech, and he's got the exact same helmet, just minus the wear and tear. And so just practice putting this in a bag and just feel, okay, all right, it's smaller than a hair piece, and it doesn't have the texture of a hair piece. So just practice with that, and that was super helpful for me to be able to distinguish if this was Zombie Captain America or not. Next up, we have Sam Wilson as Captain America. And now this figure, probably one of my favorite figures for the color, for the sheer amount of detail and printing all around. But this is a field guide, and he is also a very easy figure to look for. So you'll want to go for his shield as well as the back wing piece. So the shield, you know it's 1 of 4 figures, but the main way you'll know if it's Sam Wilson as Captain America is you're going to find this really big wing piece. So it has probably one of the most pieces, but you'll find this really long, large wing piece that is also bendable, flexible. If you find that with the neck bracket, you know it's going to be Sam Wilson as Captain America. Next up on our Shield or Captain America Shield series is we have Bucky Barnes. Now Bucky is also, I would rank him as the 3rd hardest one to find. With him, he's got the shield, and he's got the hairpiece, but be careful you don't mix that up with Spider-Man or anyone else with short hair, T'Challa. What you want to feel for Bucky is, well, one, you find out, okay, he's got a shield. Who is this? Sometimes I would almost confuse zombie Captain America with Bucky, but if you feel the hairpiece, you know it's not the zombie Captain America. And also, you want to go for this little knife here. So it's bendable, and it comes with 2 in the pack, and hopefully they'll be together, so that makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, if you just want to bend it, it's flexible. And so just take your time with this pack. And once you find this small piece that bends, then you're going to know it's Bucky, because there's no other piece in the whole CMF series like this knife. For the shields, 4 out of 4, this is Captain Carter. So Peggy Carter, and I just love this figure. Again, she print is great, but the main things, confirm she's got the shield, and then go for her hairpiece. So you're gonna find she's got long hair, but don't go just based off the hair. It's fairly distinct, but Wanda might have it, or you might even think it looks like Loki or feels like Loki. But Wanda, as well as Loki, aren't going to have a shield. So the shield and long hair, you know it's Captain Carter. Next up, we have Loki, and Throg is an accessory. Now, Thor as a frog, or Throg, is just so cute. Look at him, little hammer. And he actually makes a little bit of an Easter egg appearance cameo in the Loki series. I want to feel for is either Throg. I had a hard time feeling for him. Again, this is my first time ever doing a Marvel CMF field guide, or any field guide. But what helped was actually looking for this mug. So this mug is very distinct, and be careful that you don't accidentally mix it up for one of these. And those are just for the posable pieces. And the main reason is just the handle kind of feels a bit similar. So you want to feel for that top piece of the mug, or even if you have a mug, maybe from Lego City or a different set, even just practice feeling what the mug feels like. You also want to feel Loki's hair. So he's got fairly long hair. Again, kind of similar to Captain Carter's or Peggy Carter's hairpiece, just in black. So all these things combined, I would say the main thing to go for, or to confirm that it is Loki, is going to be the TVA mug. Next up, we have Slyvie and her little crocodile, or Croaky as the internet is calling him. And this is actually probably the easiest one for me to find. And the main reason is for Croaky. He is a solid crocodile piece. He doesn't bend. And so he's probably the biggest thing that jumps out in these bags. And so as I was feeling, I felt a bunch of Sylvie's, just because of the crocodile was just a dead giveaway. I'm like, okay, that's Slyvie. And I'd either move on or take that bag. So you'll want to look for this, as well as her hairpiece. She's got a little bit of a horn if you're really good at feeling, or there's also the sword piece. The sword piece is bendable, and this Marvel CMF guide comes with 2 swords. So feel for the sword, but number one thing, go for Croaky. Some people are calling this Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. Other people are calling this Sorcerer Supreme Spider-Man. So I'm just going to call him Spider-Man with that awesome cape. But the main thing you want to look for Spider-Man is he has 2 heads. So there are no other pieces or no other minifigures that come with 2 heads. So you look for the heads, and he's got a little hairpiece. Carefully don't mix him up with Bucky's hairpiece. And actually, what was the dead giveaway for me was this rope. And you just practice feeling the Spider-Man web rope and throw that into a bag. That was actually the first thing that I felt was this, because in the bag, sometimes it's hard to tell what's a head, what's not, or things get mixed around. But this is pretty long and fairly easy to identify. So as soon as you feel this, it just keeps going. You're like, okay, and it was Spider-Man. So go for his long web or the 2 heads. You're not going to be able to feel the cape just because they kind of slip it in there. They don't put a box. So go for the heads or his long web. Next up, we have Starlord, or T'Challa as Starlord. And I love this figure. It is A+ figure, amazing print all around. And the main thing you want to go for are his blasters. So if you have a figure or a Starlord figure that comes with blasters, I would suggest you practice feeling these. That actually practicing made finding Starlord way easier and all these other figures. So if you have all these pieces, I suggest, yeah, throw them into a blind bag, such as a Marvel CMF bag. Or if you don't have that, then you can put in a Ziploc bag, but it does feel different. So I would highly recommend, if you have some sort of a blind bag that you've kept from the past, throw it in there, and this would be great practice. So for Starlord, again, look for the 2 blasters. He's got a short hair piece, and, oh, I almost forgot, he also has a very awesome helmet. And so this is solid all the way around. So if you feel a big, bulky helmet and you can't put your finger in it really, then you're going to know this is Starlord. All right, to finish off kind of our Cosmic Guardian of the Galaxy theme, we have Gamora. Gamora with Thanos' armor, or Gamora almost as Thanos. So main thing for her that made it easy to feel for was actually her sword. I found the sword ends were flexible and quite large and easy to feel. So there's 2 of them. And also you're going to have this lightsaber piece or hilt, and 2 of them are included in the bag. So if you want to practice, again, the sword piece is great to practice with, and the lightsaber piece, you can find that in a lot of Star Wars sets. So if you can feel that right away, you know it's Gamora, as well as her hair piece. Her hair piece is pretty long, and what makes this different is the long hair strand at the front, which is unique to any other hair piece. So Gamora, not too hard to find in my opinion. Main thing, go for this flexible sword piece or the lightsaber hilt. And that's a wrap. That is my first field guide for the Lego Marvel CMF. Let me know if you liked it. If you didn't like it, let me know that as well. If you have suggestions, if you have questions or videos you'd like to see me do in the future for Lego, I'm a huge Marvel superhero Lego fan. So if there are sets you'd like to see me review or do field guides for in the future, let me know in the comment section below.